Hi, I guess I'm on. Welcome to the Saturday 5:30 Yin. My name is Karen, and I'm here just as your guide. You are going to do what your body feels and needs. Yeah, just a little update, and I'll ask your thoughts on this. Saturday Yin in the summer at 5:30. Is there a better time that you would like to see me, or should we take a break for the summer? Let me know, or let Jody and Kyle know, and we'll go from there. Because I know there's not a lot of views right now, and it's so beautiful out. So anytime you can get some vitamin D in your body, get outside, soak it up, feel the healing power of the sun, right? So let them know. And then maybe we'll see you again in September. I think we'll go next Saturday, and that might be the last one. But Jody and Kyle will post or tell you guys. Okay? Awesome. Thanks. Let's sit on our mats. I've got a blanket to sit on because I rode my bike here and my butt's a little sore. So I'm just going to sit nicely cross-legged, Sukhasana. And I'm going to welcome myself onto my mat. If I'm at home, I might play some soothing, relaxing, chill music. So maybe you just take a moment, put me on pause, close the door. Just find your time to be here. All right, namaste. Welcome. So I invite you to close down your eyes. Let go of everything today. All the beauty, all the warmth, all the things you've done already. Just set them aside, because now it's time for your body to relax, your breath to relax, and let the connective tissue unfixate itself. Yeah. And anything that's holding you back in your body, just focus on that for a moment as you scan through your body, set your intentions. Yeah. And maybe you sit with your palms towards the ceiling, either in a giving or receiving positive energy. Maybe you take the Om Mudra, the forefinger and the thumb together, and press the other three fingers. That's also a nice way to welcome yourself onto your mat. Start to relax through the shoulders and the jaw. And I have a little treat for you tonight. I'm going to do a little bit longer Shavasana, and it's going to be a guided Shavasana, so a little bit like Nidra, okay? So maybe tonight, we have a good sleep, and we let our worries dissipate. It'll be okay. And where's your breath? Take the moment here to think about why you're rolling out your mat tonight with me. Deep inhales right from the belly. Exhale all the way out. blink the eyes open. Draw the shoulders up to the ears, circle them back and down. Maybe one more time. Up and release. We are going to come back to seated, but for now, because we've been sitting for a few minutes, let's just take a few windshield wipers. So bring the knees together. The feet will come about mat width apart. And we can just roll them side to side. Nothing too big, nothing too crazy. Roll them side to side. Okay, we're going to come back. I'm going to still sit on my little folded blanket here. You can sit on a block. That might be a little high, but just a little folded blanket. If you normally have square in your practice, so that's where your shins are both like in front of you, you can do that. As you can see, my hips are way, way too tight to do this. So then the option is just to go back to Sukhasana or cross-legged and just sitting off the edge of your blanket to allow the pelvis to come forward. We're going to sit up nice and tall. And if you're trying square and it's really tight, use blocks, under the high knee. Use props, books work. And then we'll take that nice big inhale. And we'll walk the fingertips forward. Lead with the heart, lead with the chest. So you're going to hang out here for about 3 minutes, and I'll talk about the benefits of yin yoga. First, I'll start with the practice of yin. So it's coming into the pose with intention, and then feeling that first sensation, because you only go to that first sensation, not to really deep stretching, so about 75%. And then you resolve to hold yourself in stillness, in peace, with your breath. So each inhale, you might rise up a bit, and each exhale, float down, soften down, and just take your gaze down to the floor. Oh yes, I was going to talk about the benefits of yin. So one of them, and it's probably, for me, the main one, is the release of the connective tissue. The balancing of the mind and body together, really important. Because when your body feels good, don't you feel good? Yeah. I know my husband's back was bothering him today, and you could see the pain and the frustration in his face. And then it projects outward. So healing inside makes you a happy person. So yeah, we'll try and keep the pain at bay today. So you might feel a little sensation in the hip flexors. So that's your big psoas muscle that connects the lower body to the upper body. You might feel a little bit in the glutes here. And the transformus ligament, the iliotopal, all those ones that connect in through the hip joints. So they can be a little tight. But we need to think about, visualize them turning to pudding. And then underneath that is those connective tissue. And they might be fused to the bone or to the muscle. And that's what creates that that lack of flexibility that you may have had a long time ago. So we're just going to soften the muscles and see if we can hang out here for about 3 more breaths. Yep. And then slowly rolling up. We can unwind those legs, maybe take another round of windshield wipers. So hands coming beside you, feet out to the sides, bring the knees together. And again, you're just going to roll and release. Okay, and then make your way back to seated if you remember which leg went under where. This one. Oh yeah. Okay, there we go. And again, if you're trying the square, shins are parallel to your mat, and use the blocks and props. Okay, so another nice big breath in, sitting up tall. Lead with the heart, always lead with the heart, and fold forward. And I have a microphone cover there. All right. If you find yourself holding the muscles in place, just come back a little bit, soften again, big breath in, rise up, and maybe try again. Otherwise, maybe it's better a little bit back. Six more breaths. Make them full and deep, long and strong. Last breath. And again, we're going to slowly roll up. Take those windshield wipers. Perfect. All right, let's roll down onto our mats. I always like to hang on to the back of my knees because then I scoop the belly, roll down nice and slow. We're going to bring the knees right into the chest. Give them a nice big squeeze. Roll side to side. Take your time. And maybe we let the knees go out a little bit. Place the hands on top of the knees and find some little circles. Now the sacrum and the low back are getting a nice little massage. Switch directions. Perfect. All right. So we are going to do twisted roots. Option to do just the reclined spinal twist. But I'd like your knees, if you're doing reclined, your knees are going to be at least 90 degrees or more, okay? This is to keep the pressure and stress off the low back if you have low back issues. If you don't, then you can opt for the twisted roots. So that is crossing the top leg. So this would be my left leg over. We're going to take the arms out to the sides, and we're just going to let that top leg weigh down the bottom leg. So you can play around here, notice the sensations, how it's feeling. If you need a block or book underneath here, please take one. And then notice the difference between looking to your right side and then looking to your left side. You can also activate all the meridians in the body by bringing the right hand up over the head. Okay? But if tingling starts, if tingling happens anytime in yoga, definitely bring the arm closer to the body because you might be damaging a nerve if there's prolonged tingling. Okay? A little bit, meh, okay. All right, so we're going to activate all those lovely lines of communication in the body by taking our right hand up overhead, holding here. Checking in with the muscles, telling them to soften, to relax, because I really, really want to gain some flexibility. So often I'll visualize the area that is where the muscles are being tensed. So right now I'm feeling, I need to release my muscles on the thigh, on the upper leg here. So I'm going to take that nice big breath in. And then I'm going to let everything go. It was truly joyful to see everyone out and about. And I went to a garden center this morning, and there was just so many people just wanting to fill up their lives with life. Like plants are so lively and fulfilling. You can watch them grow, you can nurture them, just like your body. Often we forget to nurture our body and be positive to our body, not always negative. Sometimes we say negative things about ourselves, and that's not very helpful to our mindset because, again, what we're projecting out, it's like a train. It goes back and forth into your body and out of your body. So what you project outward is also what you're feeling inward. So happiness can only come from inside, and change can only come from inside. So if you're not feeling happy about who you are, then only you can change that, right? kind of jumping around from the garden center to changing yourself. All right, we'll take about 2 more nice big inhales and exhales on this side in our little twisted roots. So bringing that right arm down and then slowly bringing the knees back to center. Release. Let the spine soften down. You can do your windshield wipers, or you can bring your knees in. Okay, so if you're doing the reclined spinal twist, you're going to start from here. Arms go wide. Take those over to the left side. I'm going to do twisted roots, so I'm crossing the right over the left this time. And I'm going to roll over to the left side. Over here, we're going to take that left hand up. And again, if you feel that tingling, bring it down. Three more nice full inhales and exhales. Fill the lungs all the way up to the side, to the back. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, exhale, exhale all the way out. Okay, we'll bring the left arm down. Bring the knees back to center. Unwind the legs. You can do your windshield wipers or hug the knees in. Lovely. You can take hold of the backs of the knees and just roll up. We're going to come into a tabletop position, so swinging the legs behind you. My little friend here is going to stay on. Spread the fingertips nice and wide. Claw into the mat. Stack the shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. Find a nice big inhale as you drop the belly, lift the tailbone, and draw the shoulders away from the ears. So you're pressing down. And then as you exhale, you let it go. Bring the belly button to the spine. Let the head shake it out here. You can tuck the toes if that feels better for you. And then as you inhale, roll up. And exhale, roll down. Try to take that little pause at the top and bottom of your breath. Last one coming up. And exhale, letting it go. Let's come back to the neutral spine. This time, extend the toes out. Shift the hips over to the right. Circle back over the heels. Take them to the left. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, round those hips. Inhale forward. One more time to the right. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale to the left. Shift hips over to the left and around to the right. Inhale, shift. Nice. All right. We're going to come up, tuck the toes underneath. We have our connective tissue in our feet, so we always want to get that little toe stretch. You can remain here with your hands in front. If you have sensation, that's where you'll stay. If you're feeling not a whole lot, maybe you come back and sit on the heels. And we'll just take a minute here, so 6 breaths. And after this, today we're going to roll through the spine. So starting at the top today, we'll go through the spine. So if you have a block or bolster or a rolled up towel or a nice thick blanket, that's what you're going to use today. Okay? And we'll start at the top and go through the bottom. Nice. All right. Take the hands to one side or the other. Swing the legs out in front. So maybe you use the same blanket. You just roll it up lengthwise. If you have rubber bands, you can make it nice and strong, tight that way. Because I'm at the studio, I have a bolster today. We're going to start under the low shoulder blades, so the bottom of the shoulder blades. Okay. We're just going to find that right spot. So your back of your head needs to come flat down to the mat. And I encourage everyone to start with the knees bent. Okay, so arms will come out to the sides. And if it's okay, in your spine, in your back there, let's lengthen the legs out. Just start with one at a time. Find the stillness in your body, the stillness in your thoughts. Couple more breaths in the upper spine. So this is the top thoracic. Okay, and then we're slowly going to come up. Let's start with bringing the knees up. If you need some help, use the back of your knees. Draw yourself up a little bit. And then you're going to slide your blanket or bolster just a couple inches down. Okay, and that should hit the mid-back, which is almost like bridge pose. Again, if you have block or bolster at home, use that. And then you're going to slowly lower down, starting with the knees bent. And if the spine allows, lengthen one leg and then the other. Okay, finding the last 3 breaths. So you'll inhale, fill up the belly, fill up the lungs. Exhale, exhale, exhale all the way out. Okay, draw the knees back in. Lift the hips just enough to slide the bolster down a couple inches so you can find that nice spot, the sacrum or low back, wherever feels comfortable for you. Okay, so again, you're going to start with the knees bent. Again, take the arms out to the sides. Tuck the chin and start to lengthen out. And right away, the hip flexors start to open up. And let the hips be heavy onto your blanket or bolster. Finding your last 3 breaths. Okay, we're going to bring the knees in. Plant the feet solidly in the earth or on your mat. Lift through the hips nice and slow. Just enough to slide the bolster out to the side. Roll down from the top to the bottom. And just take a moment here. Don't draw the knees in right away because then we just curved one way, and if you curve the other way right away, it's not going to feel great. It's better to just let it naturally come down to the mat. More benefits of yin, that lower blood pressure, clarity. I can't stress that enough. When you take the time to heal the physical body, the mind starts to release the tension that it holds. Okay, so that's nice. All right. Take hold of the backs of the knees and roll up again. We're going to make our way to the wall. So I'm going to slide over here. I'm also going to take my blanket and just keep it with a small fold. Okay, I'm going to make my way over here. And you don't have to go right up to the wall. It's up to you. Blood flow will happen anyway. So if you're partway through your moon cycle or anything like that, or if you have migraines, you're going to just do this seated, okay? Yeah, because you don't want everything pooling back into the belly. So seated is the option. We're going to roll up, maybe wiggle a little closer. And we're going to start with a nice wide leg here. And be sure to connect to your body, like, feel the inside of your legs and the outside. And then when you're ready, just take the arms out, let them relax. I always like palms towards the ceiling because it just brings the shoulders down and open. We'll take a couple different options here. So of course we're going to start with the wide. If you're seated, maybe you're folding forward slightly onto a book or bolster, or maybe you're just nicely reaching forward. So legs up the wall is a little bit more restorative than it is yin. But we can do a few other things while we're here. So let's take a few more breaths with the legs wide. And then you can use your hands on your legs, bring everything back together. So maybe you have your knees bent, and then we'll go into the wall butterfly. So bring the soles of your feet together, and you can have them up higher if you need more of an inner thigh opening, or you can bring them down a little bit for the outer. Place your hands on the thighs or back down by your sides. Last 3 breaths in your butterfly. Okay, and then guiding the knees back together. So you can stay on the wall and do the straight legs, the waterfall, or you can join me back on the mat and we'll do our little caterpillar. I love all the animal names that we have for these poses. All right. So I'm just going to bring my tailbone just off the edge of my folded blanket. And again, that's to allow the pelvis to come forward nicely. If you need a little bit of blanket or towel underneath the knees because they hyperextend, take that there. I'm going to start with that nice big breath in and just rocking forward, leading with the heart, because that's the best part of us, our heart. And we'll spend a couple minutes here in our caterpillar, our seated forward fold. There's different sensations that you can have here. If you're keeping a flat back and having the chest forward, you're going to release through the back of the legs, maybe the calves and the back of the knees. If you're rounding down, you're going more into the spine and opening up the joints, creating the spaces there. So it depends where you need it. Or maybe you do 1 minute of each or 2 minutes of each. Everything is good. If you're rounding, maybe the head is hanging heavy as well. If you're flat back, maybe you're just pushing forward and enjoying the length in the hamstrings, in the back of the legs. If your eyes are open, maybe you're looking at your belly button and you're watching it rise and fall with your breath. Or maybe you're visualizing the waves coming into the shore and receding back out. The tide is consistent, strong, just like your breath. And we'll take a couple more breaths all the way in, fill it up. And as you exhale, let it go. So if you're rounded, you're slowly going to roll back up. And draw the shoulders to the ears, circle back and down. Okay, and swing the legs behind you. We're going to do a couple minutes in child's pose, and then I'll go into the guided Shavasana, okay? So let's make our way. However, child's pose looks for you tonight. Maybe you've got your blanket and your bolster here in between. And you just rest your belly here. You can stack your hands, rest your forehead here. Or if you need a little bit more opening in the shoulders, walking the fingertips out, and settling in. So child's pose is also nice for the hip flexors, but it's also really good for the spine. It's finding that length. And we say that a lot because it does open the vertebrae to allow the exiting of the stale energy, the stale air. And then as we inhale, we bring in fresh oxygenated blood, nutrition. We're just really nourishing the body by opening up all the joints, lubricating them with movement and breath. Not too much longer here because we're going to do thread the needle just to get a little bit of shoulder mobility as well. So on your next inhale, rising up just a tiny bit, we'll take the right hand, slide it underneath, and come on to the right ear, leaving the left hand out in front for support. Nothing too deep. I know sometimes we really want to open up, but we don't need to right now. We're going to hold this. So allowing the body to be heavy into the shoulder, into the right shoulder joint, which is a ball and socket joint. That's why we have all that full rotation there. Next inhale, rising up slightly, coming back to center. Take a nice big breath in. And this time left will come underneath, palm towards the ceiling. Okay. And leaving the right hand out in front, just allowing the weight to sink in to that left shoulder. And heaviness. Lovely. We're going to roll back. And bring the knees together. And take those hands to one side or the other. Make your way into your most comfortable Shavasana pose, your corpse pose. So maybe you have a blanket over the belly or one under the knees. Okay. And then feet will come about mat width apart. So I'm going to stay seated and I'm going to guide you through a nice little Shavasana. Okay. So if you need to dim the lights, change the music, put me on pause, come back. And make sure you take your Shavasana. It's probably the most important pose. Okay? When you're settled, go back to your intention, why you rolled out your mat tonight, and think about if you're close to feeling that. So it's truly time to release, let go of the bones, let go completely, slow the breath, let it be deep, deep into the body. Feel the weight of your bones. Feel the weight of your skin, of your blood, of your muscles, and let them melt into the earth. If you have your awareness with you, scan through the body and start to relax. Start in the middle, we'll relax through the hips, the sacrum, and the spine. Give way to the sensations. Let them travel through to the shoulders as the shoulders let go, into the earth, into your mat. Enjoy the feeling. Taking your time. Let the jaw and the eyebrows and the eyes relax, sinking deep into the head. Maybe your mouth is open a little bit so the breath flows in and out. And start to feel the space in the joints, in your body, in your belly. And relax through the upper arms, the elbows, the lower arms. Then take the sensation into the hands, wrapping around each finger and thumb. Bring your awareness to the thighs and the hamstrings and the upper leg. Soften through the knees. Relax the calf and the shins. Through the Achilles and the ankle. Let the sensation or light travel through the feet, the top and the bottom, wrapping around each toe. Imagine the blood flowing into the space, removing any pain or fixation. There's a silence and a peace that overtakes you. And let it take hold. Breathe deep. Maybe do a little countdown from 20, 19, keep your awareness, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your hand reaches forward to a gate. And the gate opens. You lift the latch and you walk through into a garden. The canopy of green reaches high over your head, just enough to let the sun bring its warmth through the middle of the garden. And you walk towards the middle of the garden. There's a bench, but you're looking around and smelling. It's so quiet and peaceful, yet alive with growth and energy. You run your hand along the bench. Many have been here before you, and many will come again. Ease yourself onto the bench. With all your weight, sit fully, breathe deeply. Someone else is coming into the garden. You smile. This person fills you up with incredible joy. There's a tingling going through your whole body as you see this person. Absolute love. They join you on the bench. There's no talking, It's just connecting. It's so good to see their face and their eyes and their skin. Maybe you lean in and their smell. Ah. You spend time here together. Just enjoying the garden, the warmth of the sun overhead, breathing all that rich oxygen, feeling the connection to earth, to the person you love. And then it's time to go. You both stand up and make your way slowly to the gate. Your friend, your loved one, goes to the right, and you take the path back to your mat. And float back into your body. Bring your breathing back to normal. Bring the knees in for a squeeze. And maybe find that nice big pencil stretch. Roll up to seated with me. And we'll say, thank you for joining me. The light in me honors and respects the light in each of you. Palms together, thumbs to the heart. Namaste.